So you gardeners have probably heard about this. Water above the waist? No.
Water below the waist.
Ah! Perfect. You got it. Water below the waist, electrical above the waist. You might have a receptacle in your garden that's below your waist. Well, they put it there, so let's just work with it. When you get to a point that you need a junction and you need it low on the ground, there are some tools that you can grab that will allow it to be a much safer solution. We sell the Wet Circuits Power Strip, a water resistant power strip. Now let's go ahead and turn on this lamp to show you this guy in operation. Lamp is on, as you can see. Power strip has to have power if the lamp is on. So this light is on, as you can see right here. It's plugged into this power strip, and we're about to do the unimaginable, which is take a power strip with power running through it to a lamp and drop it in the water. The lamp is running, and this is the power strip. It is in the water.
Everyone should have one of these.
And my hand actually got into the water, so it's electrically safe.
Why would any sane person ever really want to drop their electrical cord into a bucket of water? We do not recommend that you do this at home, even with this product. We're just trying to demonstrate that this product will indeed continue to do its intended purpose, which is to supply power, even if it should become damp. We're not saying go home and stick this thing into a bucket of water. We're just showing you, providing an example of the functionality of this product. Let's talk about our eyes. This is one of the most important tools that we have in the grow room. Without your eyes, not much of a gardener. You're gonna need help from somebody. So the most important thing to protect our eyes is, of course,
grow room glasses.
Very good. There's a lot of different varieties out there. You don't have to buy the fancy schmancy $200 kind because they look cool. You can just get the really simple, like the active eye lenses, for example.
And here we have our $20 option, which are the Lumi grow room glasses. These have the blue lenses that will cancel out some of the red, but the most important part is it has the UV protection. These also have an added shaded feature. What we're providing you here today is, at the cost of a couple pair of scissors, is a pair of glasses that aren't going to wear out, but are really going to protect your eyes over the long term. If you're running a vertical garden or you're running naked lamps, meaning they're not inside a reflector, you can see those lamps, you need to have eye protection. In the HPS manufacturing facilities, they're using protective eyewear. All growers should be using protective eyewear. The next topic, and this is probably one of the most important safety topics, is
how about CO2 enrichment? You anybody out there doing that?
Natural gas CO2 generators emit or off gas more carbon monoxide than you would traditionally have with a CO2 generator. So if you're a grower that's using a natural gas CO2 generator, and to be honest, if you're a liquid propane guy too, you should also follow this suit. You should have carbon monoxide detectors not only in your grow area, right outside your grow area, but in your bed area where you're sleeping. Smoke detectors are also going to be an important aspect to your garden. We recommend, if you have an open air system, meaning you have an exhaust, that you put a smoke detector right near your exhaust point.
Now, why would you want to have it by the exhaust?
Let's imagine that. The smoke's going to go to the exhaust first if there's a fire in the garden, so that's why we place it there. But now we need to mitigate the fire, so imagine what would be that other item that you might need as well.
I think you should have a couple of these in your home anyways. Fire extinguishers, that's a no-brainer, guys. Have them checked annually to make sure that they're still effective, and make sure that you have one in your grow room, if not two, in your bedroom, in your garage, in your kitchen. It's good to have a bunch of these around as a fail-safe, because you never can tell where a fire is going to start or where you are going to be when that fire does start. If you have to go all the way out to your garage and then all the way back to your room, let's say that takes you 35 to 45 seconds. Depending on what kind of a fire it is, it could have gone past the point of control, and you're not going to be able to mitigate that fire or get it out. Total loss, big fire in your house, possible jail time for you.
The next topic is not so much a safety point to us as much as it is to the plant and the profitability of your garden.
You know, there's one integral system within your garden which is helping to control the temperature. This is for you guys doing open air systems, of course.
Or even a guy that is doing a sealed system that has an air handler that's operating. What we know is this: the heartbeat to your garden is its cooling system. If you're a Rockwell guy or DWC, I mean, you have a matter of hours to mitigate a fan or an air conditioner failure. One simple product, one small price, a high temperature shutoff. Now, you guys with climate controllers might already have this built into your climate controller, but this is a product you can buy for under $100 that's going to shut down whatever's plugged into it, whether it's the trigger for your air conditioning system or it's the fan itself that's exhausting your garden plugged into this. when you set the temperature point and it's met, it could be 110 degrees, it could be 90 degrees, it's gonna shut off that equipment until you go back in the garden and turn it back on. All indoor growers that aren't consuming all of their own product and are selling it to market are running a business, and let's admit that, and this is really cheap insurance for the garden. There's a tool that you use in your garden. Every indoor grower needs this tool, so I imagine every garden in the world has something similar to this. Wall mount fan. It might also be a pedestal fan, meaning it just has a leg that holds it off the ground. These fans are sold for indoor gardening purposes, but the manufacturers of these fans never intended them to never turn off. They intended them to work in a household. They intended them to work maybe in an office, maybe in a warehouse. But understand this, it's not common that in a residential environment or warehouse environment that a fan gets turned on and literally never, ever, ever gets turned off. Now, what we've seen in our past experiences is these fans fail. They literally just burn out. You put them on a simple timer, such as this, any timer you have available, you don't need to buy a new one, but it just turns off an hour, maybe 2 hours out of the day, just to allow the fan to cool down, and then it will resume operation. So this is a strong recommendation for those growers at home, not only to safeguard the longevity of your fans, but also eliminate the ability for them to have a massive failure.
So while we're on the subject of safety, you may be asking yourself, well, what does a ballast have to do with safety? Well, everything. Obviously, ballasts have different features between magnetics and electronic ballast. A digital ballast can tell when the bulb has exploded, and it will extinguish power to that bulb. A magnetic ballast does not have that capability. A magnetic ballast has no idea.
There's nothing smart about it.
Yeah, there's no circuitry inside here. It's capacitors. This is old school technology from like the 1950s.
These are running off a computer program, and part of that computer programming is to identify when there's a failure at the lamp level, because let's admit this, who cares about a bulb going out in the garden? What we really care about is when the bulb is shattered, the arc tube is exposed, popped, and now is creating an electrical fire. So it's important for you to know that that the real difference between magnetics and digitals, in our minds, is the safety. Digitals are more safe than magnetics. And that is the reason why we've been promoting digitals from the get-go, is to eliminate a possibility of a fire in your garden done at the lamp level, which is the most typical place that a fire would exist in a garden. There's plenty more that we haven't covered, but we will do more of these videos. What we want to show you is a product that is going to mitigate an issue a lot of our gardeners have called and asked us advice for. Now, let's imagine a situation. You have a garden. Your garden is potent smelling. You have fans running in that garden in order to filter that smell. And maybe you need to shut those fans down. Maybe you have people coming by your house that you don't want to hear the fans, or you have to shut something down for whatever reason for a short period of time. Or maybe you have a sealed room and you just want a backup. This is a product you can put in your garden without a fan that is going to take care of most or all of the hydroponic smells that you deal with. This is called the Neutralizer. This product won Best Product of the Year out of Europe 2 years ago in Spanibus. And there are so many gardeners that have used this product in sealed rooms as a double fail-safe for their smell. This is a product that, unlike ozone, will not damage your plants, will not affect the smell of your plants, but does an amazing job of masking the hydroponic smells that our gardeners deal with.
You see how small it is?
Yeah,
Plugs into a normal 110 outlet.
It's very similar to a Glade air freshener, but the science behind it is completely different. It's going to use a heating element to heat an essential oil mix that they found to specifically mitigate the smells that our hydroponic growers are growing with. Now, roses and other products like rosemary can cancel each other out. There is a science to scents and a science to terpenes and a science on different cancellation of a smell versus another smell and how they will completely cancel each other out. And what this company at the Neutralizer has done has literally found that exact proprietary recipe to get rid of the hydroponic odors, the plant odors that our gardeners are dealing with. And the reason why this company has the ability to do so is they make this product for multiple other industries where they're mitigating smells of different types for different industries, but they knew that indoor gardens was a solution that hadn't been dreamt up yet. This is a neutralizing product where the actual ingredient that's being vaporized in the air will surround the smell molecule and block it so that you can't smell it, but it will not affect it until it's airborne. So everything that's on the plant that has the natural smell that you want will not be affected by this until it becomes airborne, and then this will mitigate it. And it does an excellent job, if not 100% of mitigation. and these cartridges last for multiple months. This large neutralizer will do up to 13,000 cubic feet.
And remember, cubic feet is length times height times width, not just the footprint of your garden, but the actual cubic footage.
If you have an intake on your garden, you want this to be an intake because you want it to fully feather out in the grow room to do its job before it hits the exhaust. If it's a sealed room, just put it next to your carbon scrubber, not before the carbon filter, but on the blow side. So this wraps up our safety segment for this week. We will do another safety segment. It might be a few weeks. We keep getting new products to report to you guys on. So Monster Garden sells over 5,000 products to growers all over the world. Feel free to check out our online store and see what we have to offer, as well as watch some of our other videos.
Thanks for tuning in. Have a good day.
Thank you for watching.